Number 1. 1964 Ford Galaxy 500 GT, offered at $37,000 and currently listed through a dealership in Morganton, North Carolina. This stunning 1964 Ford Galaxy 500 represents one of the most complete and well-preserved examples of Ford's full-size performance luxury era. With its bold red-on-red color combination, factory Z-code 390 V8 engine, and extensive list of original options, this Galaxy stands out as a true flagship cruiser from the mid-1960s. According to the seller, this is a one-family-owned vehicle with just 31,000 original miles, making it a rare survivor in today's classic car market. Low-mileage, long-term ownership examples like this are becoming increasingly difficult to find, especially in such well-preserved condition. Under the hood sits Ford's factory Z-code 390 cubic inch V8 engine, paired with an automatic transmission. This combination was one of the most respected full-size Ford powertrains of its time, known for delivering smooth, confident acceleration and effortless highway cruising. The car is also equipped with power steering, power brakes, and factory air conditioning, all of which contribute to a relaxed and comfortable driving experience. The Galaxy 500 GT package was designed to offer a more performance-oriented feel within Ford's full-size lineup while still maintaining luxury-level comfort. Features such as tinted glass, front and rear bumper guards, door edge guards, vent shades, and a rare working AM/FM radio highlight the attention to detail and option-heavy build that this car carries. Finished in factory red with a matching red interior, the car presents an elegant and highly desirable classic American look. It has received one repaint, which the seller describes as exceptional in quality, helping the exterior maintain a deep shine while still preserving its original character. The chrome and trim remain in excellent original condition, adding to the authenticity and visual appeal of the vehicle. Inside, the red interior is described as beautiful and original, reinforcing the car's well-preserved nature. The cabin layout reflects the spacious and comfort-focused design philosophy of 1960s full-size American cars, offering both style and practicality for long-distance cruising. One of the standout aspects of this Galaxy is its completeness. It still retains its original spare tire and jack, along with many factory features that are often lost or replaced over time. These details add significant value for collectors who prioritize originality and historical accuracy. Mechanically, the seller states that the car runs and drives 100% and requires nothing, making it ready for immediate enjoyment. This level of turnkey condition is highly desirable in the classic car market, where many vehicles often require ongoing restoration or mechanical attention. What makes this 1964 Ford Galaxy 500 GT especially appealing is its combination of rarity, originality, and usability. It is not just a showpiece. It is a fully functional classic that can be driven, displayed, and enjoyed without hesitation. Overall, this Galaxy represents the best of mid-1960s Ford engineering and design. With its factory big block V8, extensive options, low mileage, and exceptional preservation, it stands as a highly desirable collector-grade classic that embodies the golden age of American full-size performance luxury. Number 2. 1966 Chevrolet Bel Air, offered at $9,500 and currently located in Irving, Texas. The 1966 Chevrolet Bel Air is one of those classic American sedans that represents a simpler, more mechanical era of driving. Built during a time when Chevrolet offered durability, affordability, and straightforward engineering, the Bel Air became a staple on American roads throughout the 1960s. It wasn't designed to be flashy or overly powerful. Instead, it focused on reliability, ease of maintenance, and everyday usability. Finished in a beige exterior with a matching beige interior, this Bel Air carries a subtle and period-correct look that reflects its original purpose as a practical family sedan. The color combination gives it a calm, understated presence that fits perfectly with its no-nonsense character. It's the kind of car that doesn't try to stand out, but naturally earns attention from enthusiasts who appreciate originality and vintage simplicity. Under the hood sits an inline-six engine paired with a 3-speed manual transmission on the column, commonly known as 3-on-the-tree. This setup was extremely common in mid-1960s American cars, especially in entry-level and mid-range models. The inline-six is known for its durability and smooth, consistent operation, making it one of Chevrolet's most dependable engine designs of the era. According to the seller, the car runs and drives, which is a strong point for a vehicle of this age and price range. Many classics from this period require significant mechanical work before they are roadworthy, but this Bel Air appears to be functional and usable as is. That alone makes it an appealing option for someone looking to get into classic car ownership without taking on a full restoration project. One of the more important updates mentioned is the new front suspension. Suspension components on older vehicles often wear out over time, especially after decades of use. A refreshed front suspension improves ride quality, steering response, and overall drivability, making the car more enjoyable and safer to operate on modern roads. The Bel Air name itself carries significant historical weight in Chevrolet's lineup. During the 1950s and 1960s, it was one of the brand's most recognizable models, often positioned as a practical yet stylish option for American families. While later generations became more simplified in appearance, the Bel Air continued to serve as a dependable full-size sedan that emphasized function over luxury or performance. Inside, the beige interior reflects the same philosophy as the exterior: simple, functional, and built for comfort rather than complexity. Vehicles of this era typically featured wide bench seats, straightforward dashboards, and minimal distractions. Driving one today offers a very different experience compared to modern vehicles, with a stronger focus on mechanical connection and basic driving fundamentals. The manual transmission adds another layer of engagement to the driving experience. Shifting a column-mounted manual gearbox requires a different style of driving than modern floor-shift setups, and it contributes to the overall vintage feel of the vehicle. For many enthusiasts, this kind of driving experience is part of the appeal of older classics like the Bel Air. At $9,500, this Chevrolet Bel Air sits in an accessible price range for a running and driving classic. Many vehicles from this era that are in similar condition are often sold as project cars, making this example appealing to buyers who want something they can enjoy immediately while still having room for gradual improvement over time. The 1966 Bel Air also represents a transitional period in Chevrolet design. While still rooted in the simplicity of earlier years, it began to reflect the evolving automotive landscape of the mid-1960s, where comfort and styling started to gain more importance alongside basic transportation needs. Overall, this 1966 Chevrolet Bel Air is a straightforward and honest classic sedan that delivers exactly what it promises: simple engineering, reliable inline-six power, manual transmission engagement, and everyday drivability in vintage form. With its clean title, running condition, and upgraded front suspension, it stands as an affordable entry point into classic American car ownership and a reminder of a time when driving was defined by simplicity and mechanical connection. Number 3. 1964 Ford Galaxy 500, offered at $24,999 and currently located in Troutman, North Carolina. This 1964 Ford Galaxy 500 is a classic example of a full-size American cruiser from the golden era of Ford design, combining strong V8 power, comfortable road manners, and a timeless body style that still commands attention today. Finished as a well-kept driver-quality classic, this Galaxy presents itself as a car that blends original charm with thoughtful upgrades aimed at improving reliability and everyday usability. Under the hood sits Ford's legendary 390 FE V8 engine, one of the most respected big-block-style engines of the 1960s. Known for its strong torque output and smooth highway performance, the 390 FE helped define Ford's reputation for powerful yet dependable full-size cars. In a vehicle like the Galaxy 500, this engine delivers effortless acceleration and a relaxed cruising experience that fits perfectly with its long-wheelbase luxury design. Power is delivered through a 3-speed Cruise-O-Matic automatic transmission, a widely used Ford gearbox known for its durability and smooth shifting characteristics. Together with the FE motor, this drivetrain combination was designed to make large American sedans feel easy to drive while still providing plenty of passing power when needed on the highway. One of the strongest aspects of this particular Galaxy is the list of recent mechanical upgrades. The seller notes a brand new transmission seal and wheel seals, new brake lining, a new starter, and a new battery. These updates significantly improve reliability and reduce the likelihood of immediate maintenance needs, making the car more appealing as a ready-to-drive classic. Additionally, the car has been upgraded with front disc brakes, which is a major improvement over the original factory braking system. This upgrade greatly enhances stopping performance and safety, especially when compared to the drum brake setups that were common in the 1960s. For a full-size car like the Galaxy, improved braking is one of the most valuable modern enhancements an owner can make. The exterior condition is described as having absolutely zero rust on the body, which is a standout feature for a vehicle of this age. Rust is one of the most common issues in classic American cars, so a clean, rust-free body significantly increases both desirability and long-term value. The only minor imperfections noted are small rust spots on the rear bumper chrome, which are relatively cosmetic and easy to address if desired. Visually, the Galaxy retains its classic 1960s presence with long, clean body lines and a strong road stance. New wheels and tires further enhance both the appearance and drivability of the car, giving it a refreshed look while ensuring better road contact and safety. Inside, the car is described as having a great interior, which is an important factor for comfort and overall enjoyment. Full-size Fords of this era were designed with spacious cabins and simple, functional layouts, making them ideal for relaxed cruising and long-distance driving. One of the more appealing modern upgrades is the addition of aftermarket air conditioning. While not original, this is a highly desirable feature for anyone planning to drive the car regularly, especially in warmer climates. Classic cars equipped with functioning AC offer a much more comfortable ownership experience and expand the usability of the vehicle beyond fair-weather cruising. The radio is also reported to be in working condition, which adds to the car's usability and nostalgic driving experience. Small functional details like this help preserve the feeling of enjoying a classic car as it was intended: simple, comfortable, and enjoyable without unnecessary complexity. According to the seller, the car runs and drives great and is capable of being driven anywhere. That statement suggests a high level of mechanical confidence, especially for a vehicle of this age. Combined with the list of recent maintenance and upgrades, it indicates that this Galaxy is not just a static showpiece but a functioning classic that can be enjoyed on the road immediately. The seller also mentions openness to trades, which often indicates flexibility and motivation in the sale. This can sometimes create opportunities for buyers who are looking to negotiate or exchange vehicles as part of a deal. Driving a 1964 Ford Galaxy 500 is a uniquely American experience centered around comfort, presence, and smooth V8 power. The FE390 engine provides a deep, relaxed power delivery, while the large chassis glides over the road with a soft, floating feel. It is not designed for sporty handling or aggressive performance, but rather for effortless cruising and enjoying the journey at a calm, confident pace. Overall, this 1964 Ford Galaxy 500 stands out as a well-sorted and thoughtfully upgraded classic full-size Ford. With its strong 390 FE V8, improved disc brakes, new mechanical components, aftermarket air conditioning, rust-free body, and solid driving condition, it offers an excellent balance between originality and usability. For someone looking for a dependable classic cruiser that can be driven immediately and enjoyed regularly, this Galaxy represents a very compelling and practical option in the vintage American car market. Number 4. 1966 Chevrolet Chevelle SS, offered at $36,000 and currently located in Warrenton, Pennsylvania. Few names carry as much weight in the American muscle car world as the Chevelle SS. By 1966, Chevrolet had already established the Chevelle as one of its most popular intermediate platforms, and the Super Sport SS package transformed it into a true street performance icon. This particular example continues that legacy with a bold setup and unmistakable presence. This 1966 Chevelle SS is finished in red exterior paint with a black interior, a classic muscle car color combination that instantly sets the tone. Even at a glance, the car delivers that aggressive mid-1960s attitude that made the Chevelle one of the most respected names in Chevrolet performance history. Under the hood sits a massive 454 cubic inch big block V8, a serious upgrade in terms of power and torque compared to the engines originally offered in 1966. The 454 is known for its strong low-end pull and raw, unmistakable muscle car character. Paired with an automatic transmission, this setup delivers straightforward, high-impact performance that emphasizes acceleration and cruising power. The seller notes that this is a true SS model, verified by the 138 VIN designation, which is an important detail for collectors and enthusiasts. Authentic SS Chevelles are significantly more desirable than standard models or clones, especially when paired with big block power like this example. Visually, the car presents itself as a strong driver quality classic. The listing mentions a few paint flaws, but overall the vehicle is described as being in excellent shape. That combination suggests a car that has been enjoyed and maintained rather than over-restored or kept as a static display piece. The Chevelle SS body design remains one of the most recognizable shapes of the muscle car era. Its long hood, clean body lines, and slightly aggressive stance give it a timeless look that continues to attract attention decades after its original release. Even today, it is the kind of car that naturally draws a crowd wherever it appears. Inside, the black interior complements the exterior perfectly, reinforcing the classic performance-oriented feel of the car. While the listing does not detail extensive interior modifications or restorations, the overall presentation suggests a straightforward, functional cabin designed around the driving experience. One of the key highlights of this vehicle is its reputation as a true head-turner, as described by the seller. That phrase captures what many muscle car enthusiasts look for, a car that doesn't just perform well, but also commands attention visually and emotionally. The reported mileage of 1,234 miles likely reflects mileage since restoration or engine rebuild, rather than total lifetime use, which is common in classic car listings. Regardless, the focus here is clearly on condition and presentation rather than strict original mileage accuracy. At $36,000, this 1966 Chevrolet Chevelle SS sits in a strong position within the classic muscle car market. Authentic SS models with big block power continue to be highly sought after, especially when they maintain solid visual condition and strong mechanical setups like this one. Overall, this Chevelle SS represents the essence of mid-1960s American performance. It combines aggressive styling, big block V8 power, verified SS authenticity, and a straightforward driving experience that continues to define what a true muscle car should feel like. For enthusiasts looking for a classic that delivers both presence and performance, this 1966 Chevrolet Chevelle SS stands as a powerful reminder of why the Chevelle name remains legendary in automotive history. Number 5. 1963 1/2 Ford Galaxie 500 Fastback, offered at $34,500 and currently listed by a dealership in Morganton, North Carolina. This is a highly desirable early 1960s Ford full-size performance car, and one of the most historically significant versions of the Galaxie lineup. The 1963 1/2 designation alone immediately signals importance among Ford enthusiasts, as it represents the mid-year performance-focused updates that helped Ford establish dominance in both street performance and motorsport during that era. What makes this particular Galaxie especially compelling is its documented history and long-term family ownership. According to the seller, the car was originally delivered new on June 12, 1963 to Mr. James B. Gray in South Carolina, where it remained in the same family across multiple generations. That kind of continuous ownership history is extremely rare in the classic car world and significantly increases both collector interest and historical value. The car reportedly shows just 26,287 miles, which, combined with its documented provenance, suggests it may be a genuine low-mileage survivor rather than a heavily used example. Vehicles with this level of preservation and history are often considered time capsules, offering a direct connection to how they left the factory more than 60 years ago. Under the hood sits the desirable P-code 390 cubic inch Police Interceptor V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission. This engine was one of Ford's high-performance offerings of the early 1960s, designed for police use and heavy-duty performance applications. It delivers strong torque, smooth highway power, and a level of performance that helped the Galaxy compete in the growing full-size performance segment of the era. This example is also well-equipped, featuring power steering, air conditioning, tinted glass, deluxe seat belts, AM radio, and dual exhaust. These features reflect a well-optioned vehicle for its time, blending performance with comfort in a way that was becoming increasingly important to American buyers in the early 1960s. One of the strongest points in this listing is its condition. The seller describes the car as having zero rust and a laser-straight body, along with a high-quality repaint that maintains showroom-level presentation. The presence of original chrome, trim, and interior further enhances its authenticity, suggesting that much of the vehicle remains intact and true to its original configuration. The interior is described as original and in excellent condition, which is particularly significant for a vehicle of this age. Preserved interiors are often one of the hardest aspects of a classic car to maintain, and originality in this area greatly increases desirability among collectors who value authenticity over restoration. Additional details such as the original spare tire, jack, factory fender skirts, and supporting documentation from new all contribute to the car's collector-grade appeal. These elements help verify its history and reinforce its identity as a well-preserved, documented example rather than a heavily modified or reconstructed vehicle. The inclusion of original wheels, hubcaps, and white wall tires alongside the currently installed set also gives the next owner flexibility in presentation, allowing the car to be shown in either original or slightly modernized form depending on preference. From a driving perspective, a 1963 1/2 Galaxy 500 with a 390 Police Interceptor engine delivers a strong, confident road experience. It combines full-size comfort with serious V8 power, offering smooth acceleration and a commanding presence on the road. The suspension and chassis design prioritize stability and comfort, making it ideal for long-distance cruising rather than aggressive driving. What makes this Galaxy particularly special is how it bridges multiple worlds. It is both a performance-oriented Ford from the early muscle era and a well-preserved luxury full-size cruiser. That dual identity is part of what makes the 1963 1/2 Galaxy so important in Ford's history. At $34,500, this example is positioned in the upper tier of the classic Galaxy market, but that pricing reflects its combination of rarity, documentation, originality, and condition. Fully documented, low-mileage, rust-free survivors with long-term family ownership are increasingly difficult to find, and collectors often place a premium on vehicles that retain this level of historical integrity. In the end, this 1963 1/2 Ford Galaxy 500 Fastback is more than just a classic car. It is a preserved piece of Ford history. With its Police Interceptor V8, documented single-family lineage, original interior, rust-free body, and exceptional presentation, it stands as a true survivor from one of the most important periods in American automotive performance and design. Number 6. 1962 Ford Fairlane 500, offered at $9,900 and currently located in Flat Rock, Michigan. This 1962 Ford Fairlane 500 represents an early 1960s American classic that blends timeless styling with updated drivetrain performance. The Fairlane nameplate was Ford's midsize offering during an era when American automakers were experimenting with lighter, more efficient platforms while still maintaining strong V8 performance and traditional rear-wheel drive dynamics. Finished in black, this example carries a clean and understated appearance that highlights the sharp lines and balanced proportions of the early Fairlane design. Even in simple presentation, the car maintains a strong vintage presence that reflects Ford's styling direction of the period. Under the hood, this Fairlane has been upgraded with a rebuilt 1986 Ford Mustang 302 V8 engine. This modernized classic combination brings improved reliability and performance compared to the original powerplants offered in the early 1960s. The engine is equipped with a Holley 550 carburetor and has approximately 400 miles since the rebuild, indicating it is still in the early stages of its refreshed life. Paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission, the drivetrain setup is designed for straightforward and enjoyable driving. The combination of the 302 V8 and automatic gearbox provides a smooth and responsive experience, making the car suitable for both casual cruising and weekend enjoyment. According to the seller, the vehicle runs well, suggesting that the mechanical conversion has been completed with functionality in mind. Engine swaps like this are common in the classic car world, especially when enthusiasts aim to improve drivability, parts availability, and long-term reliability while maintaining vintage character. The Fairlane 500 itself sits in an important era of Ford's history, bridging the gap between early post-war designs and the more performance-focused muscle car platforms that would emerge later in the 1960s. Its relatively lightweight body and simple construction make it a popular platform for modifications and upgrades, as seen in this example. With only around 400 miles on the rebuilt engine, this vehicle effectively offers a refreshed powertrain experience inside a classic body. That combination can be especially appealing to buyers who want the look and feel of a vintage car without the uncertainty of an aging original engine. While interior details are not heavily documented in the listing, the overall presentation suggests a driver-focused build rather than a fully restored show car. This typically appeals to enthusiasts who prioritize usability and mechanical function over concours-level originality. Overall, this 1962 Ford Fairlane 500 delivers a blend of classic American styling and updated V8 performance. With its rebuilt 302 engine, clean title, and affordable price point, it stands as an accessible entry into the classic Ford world, offering a balance of vintage charm and improved modern drivability. Number 7. 1970 Chevrolet Impala 2-door hardtop, offered at $16,995 and currently located in Dunkirk, Indiana. The 1970 Chevrolet Impala represents one of the final years when full-size American cars still carried strong V8 performance, bold styling, and a true road presence that defined the golden era of cruising. The Impala nameplate has always been one of Chevrolet's most recognizable, and this 1970 hardtop continues that tradition with a mix of classic design and period performance upgrades. Finished in gray exterior with a green interior, this Impala has a distinctive and somewhat uncommon color combination that gives it a unique identity compared to more traditional restorations. As a two-door hardtop, it also benefits from one of the most desirable body styles of the era, with clean sidelines and no B-pillar, creating a wide open profile when the windows are down. Under the hood sits a small block 400 cubic inch Chevrolet V8, paired with a 350 automatic transmission. This combination offers a strong balance of torque and cruising capability, making it well suited for both city driving and long highway runs. The addition of headers and a dual exhaust system enhances both performance and sound, giving the car a more aggressive and classic muscle car tone. Supporting the engine setup is an Edelbrock AVS-2 carburetor, an aluminum radiator, and a 14-inch electric cooling fan. These upgrades help improve fuel delivery, cooling efficiency, and overall reliability, especially important in older V8-powered vehicles that are regularly driven. Together, they suggest a car that has been thoughtfully maintained for drivability rather than left in stock form. The Impala also features power steering and front power disc brakes, with drum brakes in the rear. This is a valuable upgrade combination for a full-size classic, as it significantly improves handling ease and stopping performance compared to original factory drum brake setups. For a large car like the Impala, these improvements make a noticeable difference in everyday driving comfort and safety. Visually, the car rides on American Racing Torque thrust wheels sized 8x15 front and rear, paired with Hankook Kinergy ST tires in a 255/60/15 size. This wheel and tire setup gives the Impala a more aggressive stance while still maintaining a classic period-correct muscle car appearance. It's a popular choice among enthusiasts who want a blend of vintage style and modern road grip. One of the more unique features of this particular Impala is the addition of a vinyl top and a functioning moon roof. These features add both visual character and an extra level of driving enjoyment, especially on nicer weather days when the roof can be opened to enhance the cruising experience. According to the seller, the roof operates properly and does not leak, which is an important detail for a modified classic. Inside and out, the car is described as being in great condition and fully functional. The seller emphasizes that it runs and drives well and presents itself as a strong driver quality classic rather than a project vehicle. There is, however, a minor cosmetic issue noted, a small dent in the right front fender, which is shown in the listing photos. While not major, it does indicate that the car is not a fully restored showpiece but rather an enjoyed and driven classic. The 1970 Impala holds an important place in Chevrolet history, representing the transition from the muscle car peak of the late 1960s into the more emissions-conscious and regulated automotive era of the 1970s. Despite those changes, full-size Chevrolets like this continued to offer strong V8 performance and remained popular as comfortable, stylish cruisers. Overall, this 1970 Chevrolet Impala two-door hardtop is a well-equipped and tastefully upgraded classic that combines vintage styling with practical performance enhancements. With its 400 cubic inch V8, dual exhaust, upgraded cooling system, disc brakes, and classic wheel setup, it delivers a strong and enjoyable driving experience. Paired with its clean title, solid condition, and usable features like the working moon roof, it stands as a capable and stylish full-size American cruiser ready for the road. Number 8. 1973 Cadillac DeVille Coupe, offered at $15,000 and currently located in Hamilton, New Jersey. This 1973 Cadillac Coupe DeVille is a classic example of early 1970s American luxury at its most confident and unmistakable. Finished in blue with a black interior, this full-size Cadillac carries the bold presence and long, sweeping design language that defined the brand during its peak era of land yacht styling. Wide proportions, heavy chrome accents, and a commanding road stance make the DeVille instantly recognizable as a symbol of American luxury cruising. Under the hood, the 1973 DeVille typically came equipped with Cadillac's large displacement V8, designed to deliver smooth, effortless torque rather than aggressive performance. While the listing focuses more on condition and upgrades than specific engine details, the overall driving philosophy of this car remains consistent with Cadillac's identity: quiet power, relaxed acceleration, and a floating highway ride that prioritizes comfort above all else. This particular example stands out because it has received a significant amount of recent maintenance and restoration work, making it far more usable than many surviving Cadillacs of this era. According to the seller, the car features newer paint applied in 2015, giving it a refreshed exterior appearance that still retains the classic Cadillac character. Combined with a new black leather interior, the cabin now offers a much more refined and comfortable environment compared to its original condition. The interior upgrades continue with a new correct grain vinyl top, which helps preserve the original Cadillac styling while ensuring a clean and period-appropriate look. These details are important in classic Cadillacs, where visual authenticity plays a major role in overall appeal. Mechanically and functionally, the vehicle has also benefited from a number of important updates. New Vogue tires and Craigar-style wire wheels give the car a distinctive custom luxury appearance that blends classic Cadillac elegance with a more personalized styling touch. The addition of an Alpine Bluetooth radio and upgraded speakers brings modern audio convenience into the classic driving experience without compromising the vintage feel of the dashboard. Recent mechanical maintenance includes a new battery, new starter, fresh tune-up, and new wheel cylinders. These updates significantly improve reliability and help ensure that the vehicle starts, runs, and drives smoothly. The seller also notes that the car runs, drives, and shifts well, which is an important indicator that it remains fully functional and roadworthy. Additional improvements include fresh weather stripping, which helps reduce wind noise and improve cabin sealing, contributing to a more comfortable driving experience. The car is also described as having zero rust, which is a particularly valuable feature for a full-size American luxury vehicle from the early 1970s, as many examples of this era suffered from corrosion over time. The only notable issues mentioned include a non-functioning air conditioning system and a missing inner window gasket. While the lack of AC may impact comfort in warmer climates, these issues are relatively minor compared to the overall condition and usability of the vehicle. From a driving perspective, the 1973 Cadillac Coupe DeVille delivers a distinctly smooth and relaxed experience. The steering is light, the suspension is soft, and the car feels more like a moving lounge than a traditional performance vehicle. It is designed for long-distance cruising and comfortable highway travel, where its size and V8 power allow it to glide effortlessly along the road. The combination of recent cosmetic upgrades, interior restoration, mechanical refreshment, and strong overall presentation makes this Cadillac a compelling driver-quality classic. It is not a fully original museum piece, but rather a well-improved and highly usable example of Cadillac's early 1970s luxury philosophy. Overall, this 1973 Cadillac DeVille Coupe offers a strong blend of classic American luxury styling, updated comfort features, and solid mechanical condition. With its new interior, refreshed paint, upgraded audio system, rust-free body, and smooth driving characteristics, it stands out as a stylish and enjoyable cruiser. For someone looking for a vintage Cadillac that can be driven and appreciated immediately while still offering opportunities for further personalization, this DeVille presents a very attractive and accessible option in the classic luxury car market. Number 9. 1968 Chevrolet Caprice Sedan, offered at $5,000 and currently located in Lenoir, North Carolina. This is a classic full-size American sedan that sits in a very different category compared to the high-dollar muscle cars and restored showpieces. Instead, this 1968 Caprice represents a budget-friendly entry into vintage V8 ownership, with a mix of classic character, mechanical upgrades, and clear project potential. The Chevrolet Caprice was originally introduced as a top-tier trim level in Chevrolet's full-size lineup, designed to offer more comfort and style than the standard Impala and Bel Air models. By 1968, the Caprice had established itself as a more refined, upscale cruiser, often chosen by buyers who wanted a smooth, spacious, and comfortable American sedan with V8 capability. This particular example is finished in an orange exterior with a black interior, giving it a bold and somewhat unconventional appearance. While it may not be a factory original color combination in all cases, it certainly makes the car stand out in a crowd of more traditional classics. Under the hood, the car has been upgraded from its original configuration and now features a 1989-era 5.7-liter V8 engine equipped with a roller cam setup. This modernized engine swap gives the Caprice a different personality compared to its factory setup, offering improved performance potential and updated internal components. However, the seller notes that the engine currently needs tuning and is running rich, which means it is not operating at its ideal air-fuel mixture and would benefit from proper adjustment. The drivetrain is reported to be functional, with the car running, driving, and stopping, which is an important detail for a project-class vehicle in this price range. It suggests that while the car is not in perfect mechanical condition, it is at least operational and can be moved under its own power. One of the more significant concerns mentioned in the listing is the condition of the floor pans and trunk area. Rust is present, and in some areas, sheet metal has been riveted over existing sections of the front floor pans. This indicates previous repair attempts and highlights the fact that this Caprice is more of a functional project than a restored vehicle. Structural rust repair is often one of the most important and costly considerations when evaluating classic cars at this level. With approximately 150,000 miles reported and only 2 owners, the car clearly has a long usage history. Vehicles like this often accumulate stories over decades of service, and while they may not retain pristine originality, they can still serve as solid platforms for restoration, customization, or budget-friendly classic driving projects. The seller describes it as a soul's car, which reflects a more emotional attachment to its character rather than its condition. It is also being offered for trade or cash sale, suggesting flexibility and a desire to pass it on to someone willing to continue working on it. At $5,000, this 1968 Chevrolet Caprice sits firmly in the entry-level classic or project car category. It is not a collector-grade vehicle, nor is it a turnkey restoration. Instead, it represents an opportunity for someone who enjoys hands-on mechanical work and is willing to address tuning, rust repair, and refinement over time. Overall, this Caprice is a reminder that not every classic car is about perfection or investment value. Some are about potential, personality, and the satisfaction of bringing an older machine back into better condition. With its V8 swap, running condition, and classic full-size Chevrolet platform, it offers a foundation that could be built into anything from a cruiser to a long-term restoration project. Number 10. 1965 Ford Galaxie 500 XL, offered at $14,000 and currently located in Moncks Corner, South Carolina. This is a classic full-size Ford that has been transformed into a modernized performance cruiser while still retaining the unmistakable character of mid-1960s American design. The 1965 Galaxie 500 XL is already an important model in Ford's lineup, but this example goes well beyond factory specification, blending vintage styling with upgraded drivetrain and fuel system technology. Under the hood sits a 351 Windsor-based engine that has been stroked to 408 cubic inches, significantly increasing displacement, torque, and overall performance potential. This kind of engine build is commonly used in street performance applications, where low-end torque and strong mid-range power are more important than high revving output. In a full-size car like the Galaxie, the result is effortless acceleration and strong highway cruising capability. The engine is paired with a rebuilt C6 automatic transmission, one of Ford's most durable heavy-duty automatics from the muscle car era. The C6 is well known for handling high torque output reliably, making it a popular choice for performance builds like this one. Combined with a Detroit locker-equipped 9-inch rear end, the drivetrain setup is clearly designed for strength, traction, and long-term durability under increased power. One of the most significant upgrades in this build is the addition of EFI, electronic fuel injection. This modern fuel system improves cold starts, throttle response, fuel efficiency, and overall drivability compared to the original carbureted setup. For a classic car, EFI is often considered one of the most valuable upgrades because it brings modern reliability to an older platform without sacrificing the traditional driving experience. The car also features front power disc brakes and power steering, both of which greatly improve drivability and safety compared to factory 1960s configurations. These upgrades make the Galaxie much more manageable in modern traffic, especially given its full-size weight and performance-oriented engine setup. According to the listing, the car has recently received fresh paint, which enhances its visual appeal. The burgundy exterior paired with a black interior gives it a bold, classic muscle-era appearance. Ford's full-size cars of the mid-1960s are known for their long, clean body lines, and the refreshed paint helps emphasize those proportions even more. The 1965 Galaxie 500 XL itself represents the sportier, more upscale version of the standard Galaxie lineup. The XL trim was Ford's way of adding a more performance-oriented and stylish package, often featuring upgraded interior trim and a slightly more aggressive presentation. This makes it a fitting base for a performance build like this one. Although the listing mentions a relatively low mileage figure of 1,234 miles, in the context of a modified vehicle this is typically reflective of the build since completion rather than total lifetime mileage. What matters more in this case is the combination of components and how recently the drivetrain and systems have been updated. From a driving perspective, this Galaxie would feel very different from a stock 1965 model. The stroked 408 V8 provides significantly more torque than the original factory engines, giving the car strong off-the-line performance and effortless highway cruising power. The addition of EFI and upgraded brakes further modernizes the driving experience, making it more responsive and reliable in everyday use. Despite these modern upgrades, the car still retains the classic full-size American driving character. It remains large, comfortable, and road-dominant, with a focus on straight-line power and relaxed cruising rather than sharp handling or sporty precision. That balance between old-school presence and modern usability is part of what makes builds like this especially appealing to enthusiasts. At $14,000, this Galaxie occupies a very competitive position in the classic performance market. Considering the engine build, EFI conversion, drivetrain upgrades, and cosmetic refresh, it represents a strong value proposition for someone looking for a ready-to-drive classic muscle cruiser rather than a long-term restoration project. In the end, this 1965 Ford Galaxie 500 XL is more than just a vintage car with modifications. It is a thoughtfully upgraded classic that combines the bold styling of mid-1960s Ford design with modern performance enhancements. With its stroked 408 V8 EFI system, reinforced drivetrain, and improved braking and steering, it delivers a driving experience that bridges two eras, classic American muscle aesthetics with modern drivability and reliability. Number 11. Classic car listing, offered at $18,000 and currently located in Chester, South Carolina. This listing presents a vintage vehicle with limited descriptive details, but it is described as a clean title car with no significant damage or mechanical problems reported by the seller. The vehicle is also noted to have only around 300 miles driven, suggesting it may have recently undergone restoration work, refurbishment, or very limited use since being completed or acquired. Finished in red with an automatic transmission, this classic appears to be set up as an easy-driving cruiser, likely focused on comfort and relaxed operation rather than performance-oriented driving. Red exterior finishes are especially common in American classics, often chosen to enhance visual impact and highlight the bold styling that many vintage vehicles are known for. While specific make and model information is not included in the listing, the overall presentation suggests a driver-ready classic that may appeal to buyers looking for a straightforward, turnkey vintage vehicle. Clean title status further supports the idea that the car is legally straightforward to purchase and register, which is an important factor in the classic car market. Because the seller has not provided detailed mechanical or historical specifications, much of the appeal of this listing comes from its general condition description and low reported mileage. Vehicles in this category are often either lightly used restorations or recently refreshed classics that have not yet accumulated significant road time. Overall, this listing represents a simple but potentially interesting opportunity for someone seeking a classic car in running condition without major reported issues. However, due to the lack of specific model details, further inspection and direct communication with the seller would be necessary to fully understand the vehicle's true value, history, and configuration. Number 12. 1967 Pontiac GTO Coupe, offered at $42,500 and currently located in Gallatin, Tennessee. The 1967 Pontiac GTO is one of the most iconic muscle cars ever built, widely considered a cornerstone of the American performance era. By 1967, the GTO had already established itself as a leader in the muscle car movement, combining aggressive styling, strong V8 power, and a reputation for street dominance. This particular example represents a fully restored version of that legacy, built to be both visually striking and mechanically solid. Finished in a blue exterior with a black interior, this GTO carries a classic and highly desirable color combination that fits perfectly with its performance heritage. The body has been refinished in a deep, high-gloss paint job described as a 4-coat base and 4-coat clear finish, giving it a mirror-like shine that enhances the car's muscular lines and aggressive stance. According to the seller, this is a numbers-matching car equipped with a 400 cubic inch engine and matching transmission. The restoration process included a full teardown with new floor pans, trunk pans, and extensive mechanical and cosmetic rebuilding. The attention to structural restoration suggests that the foundation of the car has been thoroughly addressed, which is critical for long-term durability and value in a classic GTO. The engine and drivetrain have been fully rebuilt, and the car reportedly runs and drives very well. The seller describes strong performance, smooth shifting, and a solid road feel, indicating that the mechanical aspects of the restoration were completed with drivability in mind rather than just appearance. Supporting systems have also been extensively renewed. The fuel lines, brake lines, and exhaust system are all new, which significantly improves both safety and reliability. These updates are important in a restored classic, as they ensure that the vehicle is not just visually impressive but also dependable on the road. The suspension and rear differential are noted as not being original specification, but the seller states that the car still performs well and drives strongly. While purists may prefer factory-correct components, many restored GTOs incorporate modern or updated parts to improve usability and performance, especially for street driving. Inside, the interior is described as original and in excellent condition. This blend of restored exterior and preserved interior helps maintain a connection to the car's historical authenticity while still offering a refreshed and presentable overall package. The car also features modernized lighting with 18-inch halogen headlights, adding improved nighttime visibility compared to original equipment. The wheels and tires have only approximately 100 miles of use, indicating that the rolling gear is essentially new and ready for continued driving or show use. One of the key highlights of this listing is the extensive documentation and restoration effort. The seller mentions having photos of the build process, along with a Pontiac Historical Services (PHS) certificate, which is an important verification tool for authenticating GTO models. This type of documentation adds confidence for collectors, especially in a market where originality and provenance significantly impact value. The seller emphasizes that the car is priced right and firm on price, indicating strong confidence in the quality and completeness of the restoration. While they are not open to trades or negotiation, this also suggests that the vehicle is being presented as a serious collector-grade offering rather than a project or partial build. The 1967 GTO itself holds a special place in muscle car history. It represents one of the peak years of Pontiac performance, featuring refined styling updates, improved handling, and continued dominance in the street performance segment. It remains one of the most sought-after classic muscle cars due to its combination of looks, power, and cultural significance. Overall, this 1967 Pontiac GTO Coupe is a fully restored, numbers-matching muscle car that blends classic authenticity with extensive mechanical and cosmetic renewal. With its rebuilt 400 engine, documented restoration, fresh drivetrain components, high-quality paint finish, and strong road performance, it stands as a serious collector-grade example of one of Pontiac's most legendary performance cars. Number 13, 1971 Ford Torino 500 Spring Edition, offered at $7,500 and currently located in Anderson, Indiana. This 1971 Ford Torino 500 Spring Edition is a classic example of early 1970s Ford intermediate muscle and cruiser styling, offered here as an affordable driver quality project with strong potential. Finished in orange with a brown interior, the car reflects the bold and expressive design language of the era, when American manufacturers leaned heavily into bright colors, long body lines, and a more aggressive road presence. The Torino 500 Spring Edition adds an extra layer of interest, as special editions like this were designed to give buyers a slightly more distinctive appearance package compared to standard models. While not a full high-performance GT or Cobra variant, it still carries the Torino's inherently muscular proportions and classic Ford identity. Under the hood sits a Ford 302 cubic inch V8 paired with a C4 automatic transmission. This combination is one of Ford's most widely used and proven powertrains from the era. The 302 is known for its durability, ease of maintenance, and strong aftermarket support, while the C4 automatic is a lightweight and reliable transmission that has been used in countless Ford vehicles over the decades. Together, they provide a simple and dependable drivetrain setup that is well suited for cruising and light performance use. According to the seller, the car runs, drives, and stops, which immediately places it above many similar era project cars that require major mechanical work before they can even be used. This makes it an appealing entry point for someone who wants a classic Ford they can enjoy right away while gradually improving it over time. The vehicle is equipped with power steering, which significantly improves drivability, especially in a larger intermediate car like the Torino. This feature makes the car easier to maneuver at low speeds and more comfortable for regular driving compared to non-assisted steering systems found in many older classics. Braking is handled by a four-wheel drum setup, which was standard for the time. While not as strong as modern disc brakes, it reflects the original factory configuration and contributes to the car's authentic vintage driving feel. Many owners of classic vehicles choose to upgrade to front or full disc brakes later on, but as it sits, the car remains mechanically straightforward and period correct. One notable feature is the factory air conditioning system, which is still intact. The seller notes that it has not been tested recently, but the components remain in place and could potentially be made functional again with some work. For a classic car, having an intact AC system is a significant advantage, even if it requires refurbishment, as missing components can be expensive and difficult to replace. The seller is honest about the condition, stating that the car is not perfect but represents a solid starting point compared to many similar vehicles on the market. That kind of transparency is often valuable in the classic car world, where expectations can vary widely depending on whether a vehicle is fully restored, partially restored, or simply mechanically functional. One important detail is that the car carries a rebuilt title, although the seller does not specify the exact reason. While rebuilt titles can affect resale value and financing options, they do not necessarily mean the vehicle is mechanically or structurally compromised, especially if it has since been repaired and inspected. Buyers would typically want to investigate this further to understand the vehicle's history. From a driving perspective, the 1971 Ford Torino offers a classic American cruising experience. The 302 V8 provides smooth, moderate power delivery, while the automatic transmission keeps the driving experience simple and relaxed. Combined with power steering and a comfortable interior layout, the car is designed more for cruising enjoyment than performance driving. The Torino's styling also remains one of its most appealing characteristics. The early 1970s Ford design language emphasized long hoods, flowing body lines, and a slightly more aggressive stance compared to the 1960s models. Even in a base or mid-level trim like the 500, the car still carries a strong visual presence on the road. Overall, this 1971 Ford Torino 500 Spring Edition represents an affordable and usable classic Ford with a solid mechanical foundation and room for improvement. With its running 302 V8, C4 automatic transmission, power steering, factory AC components, and presentable condition, it offers a practical balance between project car and driver quality classic. For someone looking to get into vintage Ford ownership without a high entry cost, this Torino stands out as a straightforward and enjoyable starting point that can be driven now and developed over time. Number 14, 1972 Chevrolet Chevelle, offered at $19,000 and currently located in Granite Falls, North Carolina. The Chevelle name carries serious weight in the muscle car world, and even the later models from the early 1970s continue to attract attention thanks to their bold styling and strong performance heritage. This 1972 Chevelle represents a modified, driver-focused build that blends classic muscle car roots with a number of modern upgrades. At first glance, this Chevelle stands out due to its unique combination of a 1972 body fitted with a 1970 SS-style front end. That change gives the car a more aggressive and iconic appearance, echoing one of the most desirable design years in Chevelle history. The result is a hybrid look that blends two generations of styling into a single, more performance-oriented visual identity. Under the hood, the car is powered by a 307 cubic inch V8 engine that has been built and paired with a rebuilt automatic transmission with fewer than 1,000 miles of use. While the 307 was originally considered more of a mild small block option in Chevrolet's lineup, the supporting upgrades in this build help improve its overall drivability and responsiveness. This Chevelle has clearly been updated with a focus on usability and modern driving feel. The suspension and chassis components have been significantly improved, including tubular A-arms, 2-inch drop spindles, and new poly bushings. These upgrades are typically used to enhance handling precision, reduce flex, and give the car a more planted stance on the road compared to stock suspension setups. Braking performance has also been upgraded with new discs, calipers, and related components, improving stopping power and safety. Combined with the suspension improvements, these changes suggest the car has been built to be driven rather than simply displayed. Additional mechanical updates include a new Holley carburetor, fuel tank, trunk work, and a full wiring harness replacement. These are important reliability-focused upgrades that address many of the common issues found in older muscle cars. A new dash, instrumentation, carpet, and sound deadening have also been installed, helping modernize the interior experience while still maintaining a classic look. Inside the cabin, the car features a Bluetooth-capable classic auto sound system paired with Pioneer speakers and kickers installed in the kick panels. This blend of classic styling and modern audio technology reflects the overall theme of the build, maintaining vintage character while improving everyday usability and comfort. The seller notes that the vehicle does require some finishing work, including front seat upholstery, a headliner, and minor body and paint attention. These remaining items suggest that the Chevelle is in a near-complete driver condition but still leaves room for personalization or final detailing depending on the next owner's goals. With approximately 15,000 miles reported, the listing suggests limited usage since it's rebuild or restoration work, although in classic car terms this often reflects miles since major updates rather than total lifetime mileage. At $19,000, this 1972 Chevrolet Chevelle sits in an accessible range for a modified classic muscle car with significant mechanical upgrades already completed. It is not a fully original collector-grade restoration, but rather a thoughtfully upgraded driver build designed for improved performance, comfort, and reliability. Overall, this Chevelle represents a modern take on a classic American icon. By combining aggressive SS-inspired styling, suspension and braking improvements, a rebuilt drivetrain, and updated interior technology, it delivers a balanced package that blends vintage muscle car appeal with practical usability for today's roads. For enthusiasts who want a classic Chevelle that can be enjoyed regularly while still offering room for final customization, this example presents a compelling and well-rounded option. Number 15. 1996 Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra SL Sedan 4D, offered at $500 and currently located in Portage, Michigan. This is a late-era example of Oldsmobile's long-running Cutlass Sierra lineup, a model that represents the final chapter of GM's traditional mid-size front-wheel drive sedans before the brand was eventually phased out in the early 2000s. By the mid-1990s, cars like this were built with a strong focus on comfort, simplicity, and daily usability rather than performance or enthusiast appeal. At first glance, this listing sits firmly in the ultra-budget project category. The seller clearly states that the vehicle will need a motor replacement, which immediately defines its current condition as non-running and mechanically incomplete in terms of drivability. However, even in this state, vehicles like the Cutlass Sierra can still hold value depending on the condition of the body, interior, and supporting components. The Cutlass Sierra was known during its production run for being a dependable, no-nonsense transportation vehicle. It was widely used as a family sedan, fleet vehicle, and general commuter car throughout the 1980s and 1990s. While it was never designed as a performance platform, it earned a reputation for simplicity and relatively low-cost maintenance compared to more complex luxury or performance vehicles of its time. This particular example shows approximately 121,992 miles and has had 2 owners, which suggests a typical life cycle for a vehicle of this era. Mileage in this range is fairly common for mid-1990s sedans, especially those that were used as daily transportation. However, the need for a full engine replacement significantly impacts its usability and market value. One of the key considerations in a listing like this is the cost versus benefit equation. A $500 asking price places the vehicle at the lowest entry level of the used car market, where buyers are typically evaluating it for parts value, donor use, or extremely low-cost restoration projects. In many cases, the value lies not in the vehicle as a complete running car, but in components such as the transmission, interior trim, glass, suspension parts, or body panels. From a design perspective, the 1996 Cutlass Sierra represents the final evolution of GM's A-body platform, featuring a simple and functional exterior design. It lacks the aggressive styling or nostalgic appeal of older muscle-era vehicles, but it reflects the practical, economy-focused design philosophy of 1990s American automotive engineering. Inside, the Cutlass Sierra SL trim typically offered a comfortable, if basic, interior with cloth seating, straightforward dashboard controls, and an emphasis on ease of use. These interiors were designed to be durable and user-friendly rather than luxurious or sporty. While not particularly collectible, they are often appreciated for their simplicity and ease of repair. Driving a functioning Cutlass Sierra would normally provide a smooth, soft ride focused on comfort rather than handling precision. The front-wheel drive layout and automatic transmission make it a straightforward and predictable daily driver when in working condition. However, in this case, the required engine replacement means that driving experience is currently not available without significant mechanical work. At $500, this listing is clearly positioned for buyers who are either mechanically inclined or specifically looking for a low-cost parts vehicle. While it does carry a clean title and no reported significant body damage, the engine condition is the defining factor in its current value and usability. In the end, this 1996 Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra SL is not a collector car or a ready-to-drive vehicle. Instead, it represents a utilitarian end-of-life stage for a once common American sedan. Its value now lies in its components, potential donor use, or as a very low-cost mechanical project for someone willing to perform a full engine replacement.